a haunted ride, a woman whose heart skipped a beat, and a crocodile feast. In this video, we're going to take a look at the 10 creepiest things that happened at Disneyland. Number 10. The ghost of past cast members. Imagine you go for a ride in Disneyland and you get to see a ghost. The cast members at Disney World don't only spread rumors, but get forced to go on spooky night rides. Their ghosts also hover around. One of the many ghosts of cast members that haunts Disney World is Disco Debbie. Debbie's known for the unique green disco glow that she gives off. She's known to haunt the Space Mountain ride because it's where she passed away. Many visitors have seen this ghost in the indoor waiting area, but just assumed that she was part of the ride. Of course, she's not. So, on your next trip to Disney, be careful around this place. Number 9. The Duck Pond. Among Disney employees, there is a terrifying urban legend known as the Duck Pond. Due to its location beneath another pond, this pond was intended to be the most distinctive of all the others. How cool is that? It was supposed to be solely about Donald Duck. They had his character roaming around, and all of the amusement attractions were Donald Duck themed. One day a terrible mistake happened, and Disney decided to close the park permanently. They tried to keep it hidden for all time so nobody would ever find it. What really happened? Children apparently began to disappear, and there was a suspicion that one of the staff wearing a Donald Duck costume was stealing them. However, because there were so many Donald Duck costumes, they were unable to identify the offending employee. They had to close the park because of all these strange things occurring there. Number 8. Missing children. Whether we admit it or not, children can go missing in crowded places, and the happiest place in the world isn't an exception, hence the need for very high security. But Disney always finds a way to cover it up. According to Disney, no one has ever passed away or gone missing from the park, which isn't true, as some employees have confirmed. This is because it's bad for business, so they can always go ahead and say it doesn't happen. In case of visitors passing away, Disney always makes sure to carry the person outside of the park before calling the authorities. Why are they doing that? Are they hiding something? If you think these were creepy, things are about to get more spooky. Keep watching to see what's next. Number 7. Never break character. This one might come as a shocker to you. Employees have come out to say that regardless of the health condition or injury when wearing the costumes, they have to stay in character until they're out of the public's eye. This means they cannot break down or even leave when there's danger. They have to keep up until no one else can see them. They do this to preserve the illusion of Disney and magic. Imagine how kids would feel when they see their favorite Mickey Mouse feeling unwell. A worker was once told before accepting a job at Disney Cruise, he had to agree that in any case of drowning, he had to be carried away from the public before the lifeguard could remove his costume and perform CPR on him. So if you plan on working at Disney when you're much older, well, you have to think twice now. Number 6. Blake Lively was once locked up in Disney jail. You might not need to get arrested to find out whether the tunnels in Disney are utility tunnels, or as we suspect, jail cells. Blake Lively and her brother have already done the homework for us. The Gossip Girl star claimed that she and her brother were sent to Disney prison as children because they disobeyed one of the company's rules. Lively claimed that she and her brother had just left the park. The Orange County Register claims that she received a stamp indicating that she had gone. She knew a method whereby this stamp might be transferred to another person by applying hairspray to it. She attempted to enter the park once more with her brother, but it didn't end well. Disney security apprehended them and transported them to the lower level of Disneyland. Lively said the cell was extremely frightening and traumatic. You might wonder, how were they caught? By an undercover cop. Believe it or not, Disney has tons of undercover, so be careful. They're watching your every move. Number 5. Ghost in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Now let's talk about George, the most well-known ghost in Disney World, as we continue our creepy Walt Disney World events. The story goes that in the early 1970s, George was a teenager welder working on the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction. Others said he fell from a tower in the burning city, while some believe a beam struck him. In any case, poor George tragically passed away while working on the famous ride, and it looks as though he's never been gone. Cast members have told customers that when no one else is there, they may hear phantom footsteps. No one answers the phone when it rings in the vacant control room. Throughout the journey, even full-body ghosts can be seen. Additionally, there may be a tower to the right of the city in flames, according to certain legends. This is referred to as George's Tower, and if the light inside the tower is on, George is on duty and keeping an eye on the ride. Number 4. Disney has an underground jail. Another rumor that's persisted over time is that Disney World has a prison underneath it. So if you commit a crime at Disney World, you know where you're going. The jail is more or less like a holding cell where you're kept while waiting for the police or security to arrive. While many current and former Disney employees claim that they really have a jail, Disney debunked the rumors, saying that the underground tunnels in Disney World don't hide or house jail cells, but rather they are utilidors. To avoid ruining the illusion and removing visitors from the immersive Disney experience, a system of tunnels known as utilidors, short for utility corridors, allows cast members and other workers to reach various parts of the park and move around covertly. What if these utilidors were actually prisons? I guess you'll have to commit a serious offense to find out. Starting out, things get even creepier. Keep watching until the end. Number 3. Hungry crocodiles. If your perfect holiday picture mirrors you in an open-air vehicle for a guided tour of an African savanna and spot live animals roaming free, then Kilimanjaro Safari will be one of your all-time favorite attractions at Walt Disney World. Kilimanjaro Safaris is the biggest Disney park attraction in the world. You could fit the entire Magic Kingdom park in Kilimanjaro Safaris quite comfortably. However, if we had to rank Disney's Kilimanjaro Safaris on a scary scale from 1 to 10, we would rank Kilimanjaro Safaris 11 if possible. During one part of the safari, you have to go over a bridge. According to Disney, even if a person happens to fall off the reef, they must drive off immediately. You just let them get fed to the crocodiles. They explain that the crocodiles are served their food from that same spot, so they won't be able to tell. The drivers are instructed to drive off so that the guests won't have to see what would unfold after. That's incredibly dark. Like, imagine if your loved one falls off and the driver just takes off. I wouldn't dare to visit this safari. Number 2, the woman whose heart skipped a beat. Did you know that the Haunted Mansion ride was so creepy that a woman's heart actually skipped a beat while she was on it? Disney employees have retold the story of the myth surrounding the Haunted Mansion. According to Disney history, when the mansion was initially launched for the very first time, they had some people over to test it out. One of the passengers in the initial test run, a woman, was so scared that she fell into a state of severe shock. She had a heart attack and passed away right on the spot. Her passing was enough proof that the ride was too scary. While this is a myth, we can't help but believe it because in every rumor, there's always a bit of truth in it. The ride was improved again before it was officially opened in 1969. At least if we aren't sure of the others, we're certain that this woman's ghost would be in that number. Number 1, the cursed rides. Disney staff are no doubt a big part of what makes Disney parks so magical. However, these guys also get to experience most of the horrors firsthand. One of these horrors is the cast members who get to experience the rides after dark. These rides are already known to be creepy even while it's bright. It's a Small World remains unrivaled as the creepiest ride in Disney World with its scary-looking dolls. It's bad enough that they look spooky. What's worse is that they're actually haunted. Imagine having to sit through a repetitive ride, staring at haunted animated dolls that sometimes blink or even change positions to entirely different places long after they've been disconnected. You're watching the dolls from a distance, and in a split second, one of them appears right next to you. Just as if you're watching a horror movie in 3D. Enjoyed the video? Now watch this one.